welcome to today's webinar. My name is Anjuna. I'm a clinical psychologist working with Amaha. I'm so happy to be hosting this talk on gratitude towards the end of this amazing year. I think without further ado, I'm going to get started. If any of you all have any comments, questions, you can post it and I'll address them periodically. All right. Okay. So before we begin talking about gratitude, let's sort of take a look back on the highs and lows of this year, 2023. If you all could join this link, mentee.com, use the code given on the screen and share one word or emotion that describes the past year for you. We'll kickstart the talk by getting a sense of this. Okay, the responses have started coming in. See, grateful, it's been a roller coaster, blissful, worst, learning, exhausting. So it almost looks like most of you all have been grateful. Of course, there are other words describing the year as well. Okay. I'm going to go back to our PPT then. I did see some negative words, keywords there as well. And so I find that many of us linger on bad news and unpleasant experiences while allowing moments of positivity to fade into the background. So when I saw words like worst or what else was there? Yeah. I'm wondering, were there no moments of joy, happiness? It's easy to get caught up in the daily rush, but in between all the deadlines and meetings and all the things to do, spending time to acknowledge the positives can be very transformative. Whether it brought about difficulties or challenges, or you had a lot of successes or triumphs, every moment of 2023, I'm sure, had its significance. So let's take a moment to picture a moment this year that made you smile, even in the middle of, all the mess and chaos. Take a moment to picture that one moment that made you smile. You can close your eyes for a second if you have to. Okay. What is this gratitude? It basically means to acknowledge or recognize the good things that happen. So having a sense of happiness and thankfulness in response to a fortunate event or some gift. And having this sort of an attitude of gratitude, it has a lot of benefits. Gratitude has a domino effect, right? So just having that gratitude, it improves your overall well-being and life satisfaction. We look at how gratitude has its effect on us emotionally, physically, and socially. On an emotional level, it leads to higher self-esteem, improves our motivation and resilience. Resilience means basically the capacity to bounce back after a traumatic event or a stressful event, right? It improves our mood and coping. It improves our optimism and gives us hope and lowers the levels of anxiety. So that is how it benefits us at an emotional level. Physically, it leads to improved immunity. It improves our sleep, lowers the blood pressure, leads to balanced cholesterol, and decreases stress. And at a social level, it helps in building new connections. Having gratitude makes our relationships very healthy, leads to strong support system, um, encourages pro-social behavior, that is, helping others or indulging in behaviors that involve support for other individuals. It helps in navigating conflicts. In the workplace, if you look at gratitude, it improves the overall employee performance and boosts employees' engagement and morale. We look at some examples or anecdotes. Um, there is this individual who was going through a tough time, getting used to living in a new place. He took a moment to think about all the amenities he could now afford, and the new opportunities to grow. This made him feel hopeful and optimistic about the new challenge, and he began looking forward to it. Um, there was another individual who got laid off from her company and was really worried about paying off her education loan. So, from that social point of view, how gratitude helped her was she thought about her support system and reached out to her family, friends, and family members. And with their help, she was able to navigate this challenge. Thanking them for their efforts strengthened their bond, basically. So, these are just some anecdotes of how gratitude um, improved one's emotional, physical, and social well being. I know that some of y'all might be thinking, you know, everybody can say, follow gratitude, practice it. But I'm sure there are difficulties that everybody experiences when it comes to practicing gratitude. So if you could just log into Menti again, join Menti again, use the following code, and tell me what are your challenges in practicing gratitude. Yeah. Can you all see my screen? Can you please mention what are some of the challenges that you have faced in practicing gratitude based on what we've discussed about gratitude so far? Okay, not having time. That's it. That's the only challenge. Dreading the future, not having time, comparison, overthinking and analyzing. Okay. So some of y'all may be feeling frustrated, and so expressing gratitude is difficult. Sometimes feeling lonely, no proper recognition, overthinking, okay, exhausted, lack of self-esteem. That gets in the way of gratitude. Okay. What else? You all mentioned that you experience all of these troubles, um, expressing gratitude and having that sort of a gratitude in y'all, right? So, and someone has even spoken about how one can express gratitude when you're emotionally consumed, right? So let's take a look at this. Acknowledging the goodness in our life, that would be the first step. And for that, you have to recognize the sources of goodness, right? So some of the ways that you can do this: be aware, acknowledge. There are some techniques that we can bring to practice. One such technique is mindfulness. Um, you can maybe take a paper and a pen at this point, because so that you can just make note of some of these techniques, let in case you it slips out of our mind after the session, right? So mindfulness is basically the ability to pay attention to the present moment, right? Being in this moment without any judgment or distraction. So when I ask you how mindful you are you mindful of this present moment, or are you mindful? Like, is your mind full of everything that you have to do, everything that's going on around you, all the deadlines, all the submissions, all the meetings? So is your mind full with all of these, or are you mindful, right? So gaining greater appreciation of the world around you and what it means to be alive, that is what mindfulness will take you to. And for that, you really need to use maybe your breath or your senses as an anchor to ground yourself to the present moment. Okay. So we'll take a look at how to do that. How can you savor the moment, and thus transform your daily routine into moments of calm and self care? Something as mundane as maybe having your tea. All of us just maybe tend to gulp down our tea, right? I need to boil some water, throw in some tea leaves, maybe some sugar, maybe not, some milk, and then gulp it out. Instead, why not try this? Begin by assembling your ingredients. And as you do that, feel the textures, observe the colors, and appreciate the flavor each one adds. You place your pot of water on the stove, and most of us just we forget it at that and then just throw in the tea leaves. Instead, as the water heats, try to hear the sound of bubbles forming and see the steam rising. Then you go ahead, add the ingredients, um, and notice as the aroma starts to fill your kitchen. Take a moment to inhale deeply. Pour the tea in your cup, and while you do that, feel its weight and feel the warmth of the cup as it fills with this now hot tea. And before you take your sip, First, take a deep whiff of your brewed cup, appreciating its color, how dark the tea has come, or light, how thick the milk is. You can almost feel it as it swirls inside, right? Mm. And then finally, take a mindful sip. Allow the taste to linger on your palate. Observe the sweet, warm, and comforting sensation. Mm. Eating is a good time to do mindfulness, or drinking for that matter, for you to be mindful, right? You can use all of your senses to eat or drink mindfully. You can use your the sense of sight, vision, to observe the color, the shape of your cup, right? The thickness of the milk, color of the tea leaves, um, sense of smell, to take in the fragrance. How each of these individual ingredients has its own fragrance: sugar, milk, tea powder, or leaves. And when it all comes together, the fragrance that comes. Sense of touch, to understand the texture of the cup, the warmth, sound as you pour it, sense of hearing, and of course the taste. All the flavors that sort of come together in your palate. Um, Move on and practice non-judgment and acceptance. And to do that, you begin by acknowledging your present situation, whatever it is, without judging yourself. What does that mean? Instead of saying, I am lazy, which is very judgmental of your present situation, maybe you could say, sometimes it's hard for me to be motivated, right? Um, One could also reframe one's experiences. So when something not so pleasant happens, we have a tendency to ask, why me? Why me always? Uh, we could frame it in the form of, what does this mean? Right? Or, okay, this has happened. So where does that lead? Or why is this happening? Right? Um, One can also shift perspectives, right? So consider what are the positives in terms of, okay, this happened, that happened, but what has been going well, and what have I learned from, say, the hurdle that you just had, and what have your strengths been while handling the situation, and how can you use them to further yourself or your team, your family. On that note, let's take another quick poll. I think this sort of makes it more interactive, considering the session being virtual. So I'm just going to put the code again, 8252 9635. So what is one of your strengths or achievements in the past year? Okay. I see patience, knowledge, wisdom, tolerance. Patience again. What else? What is one of your strengths or achievements in the past year? So these are what we've got. Try to be a good listener, gain more knowledge of AI. That's great. Developed advanced organizational skills. Okay. Um, let's try grateful reflections. So we are gonna practice gratitude now. Okay. Some of y'all who has not had the time to be grateful or show gratitude. Some of y'all who've had frustrations, who've not been able to be grateful or show gratitude because of being consumed emotionally. All of y'all, let's just try it now. I want y'all to take a comfortable and relaxed posture and take a few calming breaths. Okay? Take a few slow, deep breaths. Are you all with me? Relaxed? Just follow my instructions. Listen to the sound of my voice. Breathe in slowly and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out again. I want you to slowly move your awareness to your surroundings. Pay attention to your environment. Look at the things that you can see. Observe their color, shape, size. Notice what you can hear, all the sounds in your environment. What sensations can you feel on your skin? Maybe the firmness of the chair you're sitting on, the softness of a cushion below, smoothness of your clothes. What are the things you can feel by touch? Breathe slowly and pay attention to your environment. Now, bring to mind those people in your life to whom you are close. It could be your family, like your father, mother, sister, brother, wife, husband, daughter, son, grandfather, grandmother, aunt, uncle, cousin. Could be your friends from school, college, office, neighborhood, your partner, girlfriends, boyfriend. Bring to mind these people. And then turn your attention to yourself. What are your strengths? What are your achievements? For those of you who just did the Mentimeter, you must have already done the reflection. And then you may rest in the realization that life in itself is a precious gift, and that for this I am grateful. Your strengths, your achievements, your family, friends, partner. Rest in the realization that life is a precious gift. Okay, take a few more slow, deep breaths. All right. Another activity you can do is something called gratitude journaling. So, this should be another moment of a reflection. You want to pause and reflect and make note of three experiences that you're grateful for. And three people in your life whom you're grateful for. What are the three things in your home that you're grateful for? What are three opportunities that you're grateful for? Take a moment and note these down. If any of you all want to share it in the chat, then you're more than welcome. Be happy to read them. Three experiences, three people in life, three things in your home, three opportunities that you're grateful for. Pause and reflect. What comes to mind? Make note of it. This is what we call gratitude journaling. And these are some techniques for us to nurture the habit of gratitude, the attitude of gratitude. Have you all made notes? Either on a piece of paper or in the chat or maybe on the note section of your phone. Or you can just make note of this exercise, something for you to do later as well, to make this a practice. So, one way to give thanks is to recognize and appreciate those people, things, moments, skills, or gifts that bring happiness, peace, or comfort into your life. So, how can you show your appreciation? One is you can write a gratitude letter. So, you want to write a note conveying your emotions to your loved ones, talking about how blessed you find yourselves to have this daughter who, maybe helps you during times of trouble, or your mom who takes care of your every need, or a husband who's able to sort of understand your vulnerable situations and help you in moments like that, or a wife, or a father, or a sister, or a brother, or a friend, a partner. How much joy it brings you, how much of a comfort it is. Write a note conveying your emotions to your loved ones. You could also make gratitude visits. Meet the people you're grateful for and express your gratitude to them in person. Catching up for lunch over a cup of coffee or tea. Okay. Finally, this is going to be our last Mentimeter poll. Let's have a virtual gratitude jar. So throw in the words, join this join using this code. I think it's the same one I've put earlier. 82529635. I want you to name one thing or person you're grateful for at work. Just one word. Throw it in. We barely take 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds. Let's all see maximum response here. I think it'll be fun to look at what comes out. One thing or person you're grateful for at work. This can be our virtual gratitude jar. Come on. I see a lot of nice names. I see a lot of gratitude coming, and it's already making me feel very positive. And I'm sure you guys feel really good looking at this as well. Come on, throw in more gratitude, thing or person that you're grateful for at work. Maximum participation will ensure maximum happiness. All those of you who've not put your responses, please take 5-10 seconds out and put your responses. I think I see 20 responses and there are 50 participants. So 30 more people. I see that a lot of you all are thankful for your team and some team members, their bosses, seniors. Okay, so I think with the year ending and the new year around the corner, let's make a gratitude resolution. I hope over the course of this webinar, you now know what gratitude is and how to nurture gratitude. We've discussed some techniques to do the same. So let's make a gratitude resolution, right? To be thankful for some people, some things, moments, experiences, achievements, opportunities that you've had in your life, and to notice every small gifts, gains, special moments that come by you in the coming year and for all that you've had in this year, right? Um, so with this presentation, I hope as takeaways you are able to gauge how gratitude positively impacts overall well-being and life satisfaction. Gratitude practices enhance workplace relationships and job satisfaction. And practicing mindfulness by observing and savoring the present moment helps you be more grounded, right? And to shift your perspective to sort of acknowledge the positives and strengths you have in your life, that making it a regular habit to repeat a gratitude prayer or journal what you're grateful for will improve the gratitude attitude. Express gratitude out loud to your loved ones by writing them a letter or giving them a visit. And finally, as something to just add on, it would be great if you can find like an accountability buddy to practice your gratitude ritual together. You know, having someone that will remind you, even when you forget, to be grateful. So having someone, you know, to have that accountability, your partner or your buddy at work, or anybody that you know, let's practice the habit of being grateful, having gratitude, right? And even on the days or weeks that you forget to have that sort of a gratitude, you can remind the person or you can have that person remind you about the gratitude attitude. Okay, do you all have any questions? If you have any questions, you can put it up here or raise your hand, let me know. I can unmute you and we can address those questions. Thank you. Thank you all for your patient presence. I am thankful for such a great audience, for your participation. I hope you all also had these takeaways from the session. I hope you all are able to slowly nurture gratitude with the um, end of this year, and also as the new year begins. I hope you're able to move forward in that new year with gratitude. Yeah, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and wonderful Happy New Year all in advance. Okay, have fun, you all. Take care. Bye. Thank you. Thank you very much.